can tell from the title of this video, today I'm going to be showing you guys how I cut my Betty bangs. As you can see here, my bangs are super long. Cutting your bangs is really simple, especially if you want to do Betty bangs. All you need is a comb and some cutting shears or regular shears. I'm using my work shears. You don't have to use like any expensive ones. Mine are expensive just because they're for my job. I'm a professional hairstylist, so these are the ones that I'm using. Like I said, you can just get whatever kind of shears or scissors. I like to use these because they're like fine point. At least make sure that they're hair cutting scissors, just because you really need the precise. The hair cutting shears that I'm using are Washi brand. I got these custom made for myself. They're all black and they have like the green emerald on them. These I've had for like 3 years, I want to say, but they're really good quality shears. Like I said, I paid like $600 because I got them custom made for left-handed people. If you're right-handed, I'm pretty sure you can get them a little bit cheaper, and if you're a professional, I'm pretty sure you can even get them cheaper than that. Also, if you want to wear an apron or anything like that to cover yourself just so you don't get your hair everywhere, I'm not going to wear an apron just because I do this to myself all the time and I'm covered with hair all the time anyway. So let's get to cutting. I don't usually like my bangs this long. I've been growing them out because last time I filmed the video they were recently cut, but I was growing them out just so I could specifically make this video. The reason why I'm making this video is because I've had a couple people ask me how I cut it, and also I've gone to a couple people to get my bangs cut and they never knew how to do it. So I had to sit there and like physically show them. I just got tired of asking for what I wanted. I just decided to learn how to do it myself. So yeah, this is how I cut my bangs. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my comb and start completely cutting my bangs and separating them, making sure that they're as even as possible. Sometimes I get the color melt wrong, so I have to kind of figure out where the middle part is myself, even though I have them cut down the middle, or colored down the middle. And then I will take this and I'll just kind of separate, and then I'll do the same to this side. Sometimes I'll put a bobby pin or something like that. My hair is actually long enough now that I can just tuck it behind my ears, so I don't really have to worry about that. Now, after I do that, I'm going to grab my shears and I'm going to start by starting at the bridge of the nose right here, and I'm going to go at an angle. You don't have to cut them at an angle to be Betty bangs. You can cut them straight, and as long as they're short. I like mine at an angle just because I like that certain aesthetic and the certain look that it looks like whenever it's pointed. But like I said, you totally have some creative freedom when it comes to these type of bangs. So I'm just going to go like this and I'm going to start cutting. And I'm doing small little strokes, so like I'll grab my shears and I'll just go zip, 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 zip. And I go all the way from here all the way to the part that it's separated. So as you can see here, I have this part of my hair is tucked over. So I'll cut all the way to that little section. You can see the little free roam section right here. And then on this little section, I try to be really careful not to get like this little part of my hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hair and my finger, and I'm just going to push this forward, and I'm going to tuck my fingers right underneath and behind that, just so I know that I'm not going to cut that little extra piece. Okay, so there's that one part. As you can see the drastic angle that this piece has versus this piece. This piece is severely overgrown. And then if I wear my hair down, you can see that it's coming together. So then after I do that, I'm just going to brush it out again, make sure I didn't miss any little sections. This is the piece of my hair that I'm kind of growing out still. I had an accident last time I got my hair cut by somebody and they went a little bit too sharp. So I'm trying to get this little piece to grow out, so ignore that. I'm going to go in if I miss any spots, and I'm just going to go through and snip. And then I'm going to go through and just clean it up. So as you can see there, it looks pretty nice and clean. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. So the hardest part after you have them cut is to make them look even. Already, as you can see me brushing out, even though I cut them even, they're still kind of wavy just because I have some natural like wave pattern to my hair. So my bangs never really look even. Usually I tuck them under anyway, so you can't tell. It's just not going to always be perfect. I basically go ahead and brush it out again on this side, and I do the same. So I start from this little angle, and I'm just going to do small little snippets until I get to the other side. So that's what that section looked like, and you can always go through and just re-clean up the edges. Okay, so I'm going to put my hair back. I like to brush both sides out just to make sure that there's nothing tucked behind my ear. And if you see anything like this, go ahead and just trim it. So as you can see, now you already have your little angle. I think it looks a little silly for me whenever I only cut the sides and not the middle. So next I'm going to go through and I'm going to trim up the middle a little bit. And sometimes I do it differently. Sometimes I just keep going like this and then like this and like this until I find the good length. Other times I just cut it straight and then I go and I point cut to blend it in. I think this time I'm going to go through and just do the corner by corner and slowly start shortening the middle section. My eyelashes are so long they got stuck to the hair. Okay, as you can see here, they're nice and rounded. I really like more of a rounded shape with a little bit of a higher incline. You can go as severe as you want on the incline. If you wanted to, you can do it until you have no hair up here. I don't really care. I don't really like that. But as you can see, they're kind of straight. This is just because of my natural wave pattern. The way that you can check is by getting your comb and just kind of brushing it out and making sure it all blends in nicely. Like that. You can see that it's cut pretty evenly. It's just like I said, different hair textures are going to have different wave lengths. I'm going to go through, clean my face, and then I'm going to show you guys how I style them. I'll be right back. Now that you have your face nice and clean, I'm going to show you guys how I style my bangs. For this part, I'm going to use a comb, a rubber band, as you can see here, and a hair straightener. I'm using a mini hair straightener for this. Usually I use a mini straightener. You don't have to use a mini straightener. You can use whatever kind of straightener you want. If you don't want to straighten it, if you want to stop at the cutting part, that's totally fine. This is just how I do it. So I start by brushing my hair again, and I'm going to start by separating a small little section that's like maybe a little bit see-through still, just so it's not too thick. And I'm going to start by tying the rest of my hair into a unicorn horn. So just to keep it out of the way. And I'm going to brush the little section out. And then I'm going to brush the little section out, and then I'm going to straighten it and curl it in a little bit more. Depending on how poofy you want it, you can curl it in further. I don't really like to wear my bangs super puffy, just because the puffier they are, the shorter they are. And I cut them short enough already. So I'm just going to go through and very lightly twist them in, just so you don't see all of the little imperfections. Okay, so as you can see, that is the first little section, and then I'm going to go and pull another section out. This time I'm going to do a little bit of a thicker section, just to start filling them up a little bit more. And then I'm going to do the same thing, curl just very slightly. I like to do my curls in like 2 sections, so I'll curl this part and then I'll curl the purple part. If you don't have dual colored hair like I do, you know, just part it in half and then part half and half of it. I mean, it's pretty simple. And then I'll do 1 curl down the bottom. But as you can see, whenever you do it like that, it makes everything fall super nice and uniformed. And then I'm going to do probably 2 more sections, just so they're not too bulky, because sometimes whenever you curl your hair and it's too bulky, it's like too lifted, and I'm not trying to lift it any higher than they already are. So I'm going to do 1 more section after this. So then for the very last section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to part it, and then I'm going to straighten all of it all at once. So usually, I don't know if you guys could tell, I was doing 1 section at a time, and then I was kind of like grabbing all the other sections with it, and that's kind of what I'm going to do here. But I really want you guys to make sure to end up curling at the very end, and make sure you curl all of your 1 little section together, just so it blends evenly. And then I'm going to grab this whole section right here, and I'm just going to curl it together. Like so. This little section always gives me trouble because I have like a cowlick right here, so it always separates them right there, so I just kind of hairspray them. But after I'm done, I just kind of do that, and I'll tuck them under a little bit too, just to kind of align them all. Make sure they all look symmetrical. And then I'll put a little bit of hairspray for it. And that's how it ends up looking. As you can see, nobody can tell after you curl it if it's a little bit uneven. I mean, I still like it to have the movement of natural hair, so of course natural bangs aren't super perfect at all times, but it makes it look different, and it makes it look like it's not jagged and like cut super gross like. So it just kind of helps bring it together, and it helps kind of set them all in place as well. So yeah guys, that is how I cut my micro bangs or Betty bangs, whatever you guys want to call them. Pretty much just short V bangs is what I call them. I think they look really cute. It's super easy. It took me about 15 minutes to do everything. So if you found this video useful, please go ahead and give this video a big old thumbs up. It really helps out this channel, and don't forget to subscribe. I love all my new subscribers. If you have any questions, please go ahead and comment them below, and I'll answer them as quickly as possible. I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope it was as easy for you as it is for me to cut my bangs, because I struggled so long to find someone to cut my own bangs. to cut my bangs that I just decided to do it myself. So hopefully this made your journey with your short bangs a little easier. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.